So hello everyone, myself Venu and lecturer in mechanical engineering from Government Polytechnic Warangal. Here again I'm dealing the subject of refrigeration and air conditioning. So today a very interesting topic in this video lesson is vapor absorption refrigeration system. So in the previous classes or previous video classes, if you observe, deal different types of refrigeration systems and different methods of refrigeration systems, like air refrigeration, like ice refrigeration, dry ice refrigeration, and seen some steam jet refrigeration. Very interesting topic, that is a vapor compression refrigeration system. Seen all the explanations and seen some the PV diagram, TS diagrams, pH diagram, and in the last video class I have explained the vapor compression refrigeration system, the components, the process, and different operations carried in the total system, and how the refrigeration effect you are getting. And we have seen the pH diagram explanation, TS diagram explanation, analysis of both the PV diagram, TS diagram, and pH diagram. So lot of things we have studied in the previous video lessons, if you observe. Similarly, I am coming with a new topic, that is a vapor absorption refrigeration system. It's very quite interesting topic, and in a short form it is calling it as VAR system. So here just recall or recap all the things what you have seen in the last classes. Again the same discussion. It is a vapor compression refrigeration system we have discussed, and in this we have seen how the name is given to that vapor compression refrigeration system, why the name is given to that, and what is happening in the system. If you clearly look into the video, so you can find the answer for the given name for the VCR system, and you can also see the components discussion we have made, each and every component functioning in that, and analysis we have done on the different charts, and also we have seen the COP formula for the refrigeration VCR system based on the enthalpy values, refrigeration effect by, that is refrigeration effect by work done. And today coming to these objectives, so on completion of this period, so you would be able to know about the vapor absorption refrigeration system, and just we see some line diagram of simple vapor absorption refrigeration system. We know the components of simple vapor absorption system and understand the working principle of vapor absorption system. So here we will go the detailedly one by one. We'll discuss and complete of, you know that how finally we'll get how we are getting the refrigeration effect in this new system, that is vapor absorption refrigeration system. And if you observe, this technique is very old technique. Before the VCR system, this vapor absorption system is developed, and still for a long it means for larger capacity plants, this vapor absorption refrigeration system is adopting. And also we will learn the identifying various refrigerant absorbent pairs. So we will see what are these pairs, what is the need of these pairs in this system. So all these are the objectives you will be able to understood after completion of this, the complete the video class. Next up, coming to the main topic, that is the vapor absorption system. So before directly explaining how you are knowing all the components, knowing how the system is working, first we will see some few basic history regarding this. So already discussed that the point, it's the oldest method of producing the cooling effect. So here this system or this machine in 1860, the Ferdinand Carey so developed this system, and mostly in those days it is used for domestic purposes. We're having some 20 tons capacity, and more than those ton capacity can be used in a bigger industrial units, right? So here, so this is the principle. So using two substances, so mixing of the two substances, so which have affinity for each other, but means at lower temperature they may mix well together, having more affinity at low temperatures and pressures, and whenever the temperature of that, or whenever it get heated, that a particular solution is get heated, So both the substances, whatever the two substances you are taking, both the substances can be separated. So this is the principle we are using in this system. And here, if you observe, we are not using any mechanical energy in this. It means just we are seeing in the BCR system where the compressor is acting like heart of the system. So it whenever it is functioning properly, so all the systems will work properly. So here, so there in the BCR system, compressor is the main just like heart of the system. Here we are not using the compressor. It means we are not utilizing most of the mechanical energy. We are not utilizing, mostly we are utilizing the heat energy here. So completely we are replacing the compressor. No need of the compressor in this vapor absorption refrigeration system. So here, just try to remember this principle using two substances combining together, which are having more the affinity at low temperatures and pressures, and they can be separated when it get heated. So what will happen, we can see in the system function, right? We will see further in the further discussion, right? So you can read these points. So what you are seeing here regarding the components, so I will go through the diagram so you can understood, you can see all the components together. So in place of compressor, so you can see this line diagram here. In place of compressor, we are replacing that compressor with the other components. Instead of mechanical energy, it has to work with the heat energy. So here you can see this blue color component, total blue color components here. Instead of compressor, we are using the generator, absorber as the main sources here. Generator, absorber, and some pump and pressure reducing valves we are using. A small pump and a pressure reducing valve. So we are completely most of mechanical energy we are eliminating here. So we are using generator, absorber, so replacing the compressor part. And as if we observe the remaining components, that is condenser is there, expansion valve is there, evaporator is there. And the same function will take place in all these three components. Let us see what will happen during these generator and absorber cases. How the pressure is increased if you are not using the compressor component. In this, how the pressure is rising here. What type of refrigerant we are using. So in VCR system, if you observe, I have told that some freon group of refrigerants we are using, like R12, R22, R134A, those type of refrigerant, freon group of family refrigerant that we are using. So in this just like some organic refrigerant we can use, like ammonia, or different combination of like a lithium bromide, like combination along with some absorbent. So two substances has to be. So mostly used vapor absorption refrigeration system, mostly used refrigerant is the ammonia is mostly used, and the next one is the lithium bromide, like that. So here, so coming to our main topic, the generator, absorber, pump, and this pressure reducing valve. So these components are placed in place of the compressor. So this is a line diagram. So if you observe the line diagram, you can see, I will show here. So this is a complete cycle which is happening here. We'll discuss about the components and we'll discuss regarding the process. Okay. So first look at this components here. So starting at the left hand side, if you observe vapor absorption, I will tell why the name is taken like this instead of in the previous class video class we have seen vapor compression refrigeration system. Here compression is not happening, absorption is the main thing. I will tell what is the function of that, what happens to absorption, why the name is taken like that. So in place of a compressor, if you observe, these are the components replaced under the compressor. That is a generator, and you can see at the bottom that is absorber, and here you can see a pressure reducing valve, and here you can see a pump. This is a closed circuit you can see here. So all these four components, the main components are two, that is a generator, absorber and pressure reducing valve. Three are the main components which are replacing the compressor. Next, if you observe, see, right, and the remaining components, if you observe after the generator, see the line diagram, the arrow mark indication is showing that high pressure ammonia vapor is entering into the condenser, then next to the receiver, next to the expansion valve, and we observe next expansion valve, next to expansion valve, that is the evaporator. Again, from the evaporator it is entering to the absorber component, and from the absorber with the help of a pump it is pumping into the generator component, and other circuit is there, that weak solution is entering with the pressure reducing valve, then it enters into the absorber component. So this is a closed circuit. These are the main components: generator, absorber, pump, pressure reducing valve, and if you observe the right side of that, there is a condenser, receiver, expansion valve and evaporator. We'll discuss regarding the one what happening in this system and importance of the components. Regarding the component, you can read it. You can see the components first. You can you can note it down. What are the components of vapor absorption refrigeration system? The first one is absorber, pump, generator, pressure reducing valve. Next there is a condenser, expansion valve, and the next important one is the evaporator. Okay, so you can note it down all these components. We'll see the importance of one by one. During explanation of the process, you can understood the importance of the component. Next, you focus on the working principle. After the components, we will see the working principle. In this, you can see we'll explain the one by one component working. What happening here? So before that, here the refrigerant used in the system. Already I told that one is a refrigerant combination along with the absorbent. There are two substances will be there. Both are having affinity at low temperatures and pressures. So those has to be mixed together during the low pressures and temperature. So it mainly depends on the two substances. Here take example of ammonia and water. Ammonia will act like a refrigerant, water will act like a absorbent. Remember, ammonia is a refrigerant, water is absorbent. So there are two substances, right? So they may mix well together. We will see what is happening. So both substances have great affinity for each other at low temperatures and pressures. So this is the principle behind that. Please try to remember that whenever both the substances receiving some heat at higher temperatures, they will get separated. So that is a thing you have to remember. So we will see where it is mixing and where it is getting separated when heat energy is supplied to that. Right. So the same point again, you can read this. It can be easily separated by the application of heat. Right. So few other points. One substance is called ideal refrigerant, and the other substance, as I already explained, that the other one is called the absorbent. So two substances, one is refrigerant and other one is absorbent. So we are taking example refrigerant, it is the ammonia, and absorbent is water. So in general, ammonia is used as refrigerant, as water is used as absorbent. Try to remember and note these points. Two substances, refrigerant is ammonia, water is absorbent. So in this case, we are taking that as example. So lot of combinations will be there, lot of pairs will be formed to get this refrigeration effect, right? So we'll see the principle. After the principle, we'll see the complete working here. So starting here, so what happens in the generator? You can see the generator component here. I think it will be visible to you. So to the generator, you can see at the left side there is a connection from the pump or from the absorber along with the pump. It is making connection to the generator. To the right of a generator, the weak solution is sent to the absorber through pressure reducing valve, and other connection is there at the top. You can see that is a main connection where ammonia vapors, high pressure ammonia vapors, is sending to the condenser component. So the connections or three ports will be there where different things are happening here. We will see one by one. And next, in the generator, you can see a steam or heating coil is placed. It means to provide some heat, to give some heat inside the generator. They are using the different techniques like sending the steam inside this circuit. So more heat can be seen there. Instead of that, you can use the heating coil to generate some heat in the generator. We can use the heating coil. Read the first point. So in the generator, the strong solution of ammonia is heated by external source. Why it is named as a strong solution means whenever the more the quantity of ammonia is mixing with some proportionate quantity of water, ammonia quantity is more with the same proportionate quantity of the water. So it will forms the strong solution of ammonia, which is in the form of a liquid. So whenever a little amount of heat is added to that, what happens here, the high pressure and high temperature ammonia is separated. So due to addition of a small heat, what happens in the generator, creating high pressure and high vapor or high temperature ammonia vapor. So that is separated from the water, right? It is separated from the water, and that high pressure ammonia vapor, from the top you can see the arrow, that high pressure ammonia vapor will enters into the condenser. Okay, enters into the condenser. You will see what is the next process. Before we see the explanation what happening in the condenser, right? You remember that high pressure ammonia vapor is sent into the condenser. We will see the another side of the here. Whatever the solution, or told that water is present, due to small heat, the water will not get steam there. Okay, ammonia with very little heat, it will convert it to the vapor form. So water is remaining at that condition only. Very little amount of ammonia is present in the generator, and large quantity of water is present in the generator. So due to mixing of due to this, what happens, the concentration of this ammonia is less compared to the water. So more the quantity of water, it will forms the weak solution. More the quantity of ammonia, it will forms the strong solution. So what happens here, the weak solution, it will send to the bottom with the help of the pressure reducing valve. We'll see what is the importance, why the pressure has to be less, why the pressure reducing valve has to place here. We'll explain when I am explaining the absorber component. We'll explain what is the importance of pressure reducing valve. So the weak solution is sent through this side with the help of pressure reducing valve. The pressure is reduced, and that reduced pressure weak solution is passed to the absorber. Why the pressure is reduced, I will explain in the absorber component. The next, from the generator, we will see the continuation. This high pressure ammonia vapor is sent into the condenser. Now what is happening in the condenser? Again the same thing, you know that as explained in the PCR system. Here again we are using some cooling medium. You can see the circuit, the cooling water is entering, and the circuit will get circulated in separate tubing, and heat will get exchanged, and the hot water or whatever the temperature rejected heat, that is taken by the water, and it will be sent outside. During this process, the condensation will take place. That means the phase change will take place here. What happens? The high pressure ammonia, pressure remains constant here. So ammonia vapor gets condensed by rejecting its heat to the surrounding cooling medium. This is the point I have explained. Now what happens here, due to phase change, the liquid ammonia, you can see it is coming downward and it is collecting in the receiver tank. Okay, already we know the purpose of receiver tank. So it will collect the liquid ammonia, and depending on the load conditions in the evaporator, so it will send or it will give out the refrigerant the evaporator component. So depending on the load conditions in the evaporator. So from the receiver, that liquid ammonia, this is a liquid line, where the liquid ammonia is sent into the expansion valve. What will happen? What is happening in the expansion valve? Right. So let us see here. In the expansion valve, expansion take place. Already we know the functioning of the expansion valve. From the receiver, this liquid ammonia with a high pressure, so there is no pressure reducing devices are there here, so it is coming with high pressure and enters into the expansion valve. Regarding the function of the expansion valve, the expansion will take place and the low pressures are created here. So due to creation of the low pressures, due to the expansion, low temperatures are created here. Now what happening? The refrigerant remains in as it is. It means the phase change is not taking place. It remains as a liquid ammonia, but with very low temperatures and with very low pressures, it enters into the evaporator component. So that is the function of the expansion valve. And you know well what is happening in the evaporator. Heat absorption is taking place, whereas in the condenser, refrigerant is rejecting heat to the surroundings, whereas in the evaporator, refrigerant is absorbing the heat from the products and giving out its cooling effect to the products. So here the liquid ammonia with a low pressure and low temperature enters into the evaporator component, will absorb the heat from the products, and again the same thing, it is converting, the phase change is taking place in the evaporator. That means liquid refrigerant is converted into the vapor refrigerant, that is by absorbing the heat from the products. So phase change is taking place again in the same cases, that is in the condenser by giving out its latent heat, and again in the evaporator by giving out its latent heat here. So in the generator also, the phase by a little addition of heat, it is changing its phase. Okay, so remember those points. Finally, say the liquid ammonia absorbs heat from the products and it's converted into the vapor state again. You can see the out of the exit of the evaporator, low pressures ammonia vapor is coming out from the evaporator component, right? Okay. Next, the low pressure ammonia. So observe here, the point is before the absorber. Remember this point, it's very important. Low pressure ammonia vapor. Remember these things. Low pressure ammonia vapor. That is now it has to enter into the absorber. Right. See some. So low pressure vapor refrigerant from evaporator enters into the absorber. The same point I have discussed. Next, what is happening in the absorber? Now, in the absorber, ammonia is absorbed by the water. Since I already told that from the generator, the weak solution, it means low quantity of vapor, large quantity of water, is sent through the pressure reducing valve. Pressure drop is taking place, and with low pressure it is sent into the absorber. So in the absorber you can see that low pressure weak solution is present here. Whenever the ammonia vapor is coming from the evaporator, so in the absorber the ammonia is absorbed by the water. So it is again mixing with the water. Ammonia percentage is increasing again. More the quantity of ammonia is increasing and is dissolved in the water. Okay, it will get dissolved in the water, which is called strong solution. As already discussed at the starting, strong solution is present in the generator. So how we are getting the strong solution in the generator? Again here the same quantity of ammonia is mixing with the water. It is forming a strong solution here. Now the strong solution, so along with the help of a pump, you can see a pump is placed at the right side. With the help of pump, why you have to use the pump? And here also one question, why you have to use the pressure reducing valve? Why you have to use the pump here? why it cannot be sent directly without the help of the pump from the absorber. The strong solution cannot be sent directly to the generator. So these two are very important in this case. Again, try to remember, try to concentrate here. First I will explain regarding this strong solution entering into the generator. What is the need of the pump means low pressures are there in the absorber. Already it is the low pressure ammonia vapor is coming here, and from at the top side you can see after the pressure reducing valve that weak solution is coming with low pressures. So due to the low pressures in the absorber, it will not send directly into the generator without the help of a pump. So compulsory there is a need of a pump here. So we are placing the pump in between these two components, generator and absorber. This is one requirement, please try to remember. Now other thing, why you have to place the pressure reducing valve in between the generator and absorber? Why? Because if you are not placing pressure reducing valve, the weak solution with high pressures created in the generator, it comes with high pressure, and the high pressure is inbuilt in the absorber. Due to that, this low pressure ammonia vapor will not enters into the absorber component, right? Whatever the solution is there here, that solution will try to move into the component, that is the evaporator component, due to its high pressure. So must and should we have to reduce the pressure in the absorber. So that is done with the help of pressure reducing valve. So low pressures has to be created here, then only this low pressure ammonia vapor coming from evaporator will enters directly into the absorber. If not, if high pressures are there, this ammonia vapor from evaporator will not enter the absorber. So that is the need of pressure reducing valve placed between generator and absorber component. So this is important point. Next, here what happens here, again the strong solution is pumped into the generator. Again the solution will get heated with a little amount of heat. Again it converting back to the high pressure ammonia vapor. Only pure ammonia is sent, and weak solution is again sent to the downward. So this is a repetition of the cycle. Okay, so this is regarding the simple vapor absorption refrigeration system. This is the complete cycle. So here you have understood, I think you have understood that how the replacement of compressor is taking place. In place of the compressor, what are the components you are using? The generator, absorber, pump, small pump, and a pressure reducing valve. And how you are eliminating the most of the mechanical work here. And here this system is very compared to the, due to presence of mechanical components in the VCR system, the vibrations, it means more the noise can be created. So this is very silent in operation. And I think hope you have understood how you are getting the high pressures without use of any mechanical devices or without compression work. And how what type of refrigerant you are using, what are the combination of refrigerant and absorbent we are using, and what type of energy we are utilizing here, like heat energy instead of mechanical energy, replacing the compressor, using the generator and absorber component, how we are getting the high pressure ammonia vapors or high pressure vapors, and how the cycle is repeating again and again. So here hope you have understood. And this compared to that, the remaining components are same again, the condenser and the receiver tank, expansion valve, and that evaporator. The components functions are same. Hope you have understood. Given some additional information regarding particular use of these generator, absorber, and also the pump and also the pressure reducing valve. And remember this line diagram. So it can be you can draw the line diagram here. And continuation we'll see the pairs what we have discussed earlier. There is a combination of a different pairs or some refrigerant absorbent pairs. It's very quite interesting. Most used is the ammonia and water. Ammonia is the refrigerant and water as absorbent, and other one is some lithium bromide solution like that, and water as absorbent like that. So different pairs can be maintained here. So here you can see some around the 49 refrigerants are used for vapor absorption system, coupled with various absorbents to give a combination of 180 pairs. So discuss like that. Number of refrigerants will be present. There may be some inorganic or organic or some freon groups. So different refrigerants along with the combination of the absorbents to give a combination of 180 pairs like that. So commonly used refrigerant and absorbent pairs, we already discussed that those are ammonia and water combination. Ammonia refrigerant, absorbent as water, like lithium bromide and water. So depending on the requirement, depending on the different combinations, they may change the pair. Like water will act like a refrigerant, lithium bromide will act like an absorbent. So depending on the combination, depending on the application, they may get change depending on the concentration like that. Right. So those two are the mostly used. Ammonia and water is mostly used, the pair refrigerant and absorbent pair. Next one is the lithium bromide and water pair. So here the same point again, the ammonia water absorption system is widely used for air conditioning, large tonnage industrial applications, as discussed seen in the some history part. For a larger size capacity, if you see those points we are using these VAR systems, vapor absorption refrigeration systems. Okay, mostly they are using in industrial applications. So more the air conditioning they are using in the industrial purposes, right? So coming to our, hope you understood regarding the discussed topic in this video lesson, that is vapor absorption refrigeration system. Why the name is given like that, I hope you have understood, and the topic of that the particular topic, by the vapor absorption refrigeration system. So like that, and most of the application is regarding in the like air conditioning, which are mostly used in the industrial sites. Okay, and hope you understood the introduction to the VAR system, vapor absorption refrigeration system, and line diagram. Please try to practice that. It is very important and very useful, and you can easily explain from that. If you know the line diagram, if you draw that, and if you plot all the components perfectly, and you can explain them very easily. And the components very important, and the working principle is already seen. What is the working principle of that? By using the two substances, it is also named as a two substance refrigeration system, two substances system. And working principle of VAR system is seen. And next the identification of various refrigerants, like seen some main refrigerant and absorbent pair, that is ammonia and water, lithium bromide and water. Okay, right. So we have understood the complete explanation, components, working principle for vapor absorption refrigeration system. So let us see how much you have understood by using this question. And you can see the quiz, small quiz for you. So just look at the question. The component which is not present in the vapor absorption refrigeration system. Try to understand the question. Which component is not present in the VAR system is. They will give the, so here the options you can see: the condenser, absorber, compressor, and evaporator. So you can see that clearly that compressor is not present in vapor absorption. Just if you see the name itself, you can see the condenser is requirement, absorber is a requirement, evaporator is the requirement. In place of the compressor, we are using the generator and absorber in the vapor absorption. So the answer is, which is not present means the compressor is the answer, that is a C. Right. Go to the next question. In vapor absorption system, compressor is replaced by, so the same explanation as given that. See, right. we are using all these components, right? We have seen that generator is important in place of compressor, absorber is important, pump is important. So answer, you can keep it as all of the above. That is the answer, right? So this is a simple quiz for you. I hope you have understood by giving the answers for that quiz. Next, frequently asked question, since it is a just they will ask, if it is a short type, they will may ask to draw the line diagram. If it is a 5 marks question, draw the line diagram of a simple vapor absorption refrigeration system, the line diagram. Or they may ask to explain the working principle, a complete working principle, component wise, and what is happening and how you are getting the cooling effect in the refrigerator, in the evaporator. So you have to draw a line diagram of that, and you have to explain the working principle in a brief way. So it is mostly or frequently asked question, so you can note it down. Explain the working principle of simple vapor absorption refrigeration system with a line diagram. So this is the question, right? So coming to the end of the session,